Well, I'm absolutely delighted that you've decided to take this class entitled Equipping Students with 21st Century Technology Skills for College and Career Readiness. My name is Donnie Wise, and Quickie Tech was founded on the principle and understanding that we teachers are busy, and that technology can either be a frustration to us or it can be a help. And as the Common Core standards are rolling out, and we're all endeavoring to make our students critical thinkers and competitive globally, we realize that at Quickie Tech, we need to provide educators across the nation the ability to incorporate technology into their instruction without introducing something extra that becomes a burden to busy teachers. We'll be covering several topics in this course. I'd like to go over those really quickly. There'll be an overview, and then these following phrases are phrases taken directly from the Common Core standards. Keyboarding, which is just typing. Gathering, which is searching on the internet. Comprehending, evaluating, synthesizing, and summarizing. And then the last three lessons, lesson 13 through 15, I'll talk about how to embed technology into your current work and your current lesson plans, as well as how to create technology-specific lesson plans. Don't worry, you don't need to be technologically savvy. You don't need a computer in your room. You don't even need a technology teacher at your school or a computer lab. All the lessons that you'll be provided here in order to instruct your students to prepare for a life in a technological society is just chalkboard, chalk or whiteboard, and a dry erase marker. Along the way, you'll see at the bottom there, we'll touch computer skills, Microsoft Office, Microsoft Excel, searching, Gmail, Google Docs, iPads, and other tools. Upon successful completion of this course, you will have learned useful technologies and skills needed for college readiness in the workplace, and you will have learned how to embed technology into your current lesson plans and how to create technology-specific lesson plans. I'd like to make, at the beginning of this particular lesson, a very bold statement, which I think many of you would agree with, and that is being able to text does not mean a student has acquired the skills needed for the workplace. And nothing can replace the teacher in the classroom when it comes to helping students prepare for life in a technological society. If you get nothing out of this entire overview, I'd like you to remember this graphical illustration that helps provide a mental construct for all of the lessons that you'll be covering in this particular course. This staircase is called the 21st Century Skills Technology Staircase. You see the little man at the right, and it starts with keyboarding, and each lesson will build upon each, where you'll learn how to teach your students keyboarding, gathering, comprehending, evaluating, synthesizing, and summarizing. And the different lessons cover each step of the staircase. Of course, the last step is really not for the students, but is really for you, and that is lesson plan writing. And so, of course, all of the stairs are for you, but you'll be training your students on the first 6 steps, keyboarding through summarizing, and then the last one will be incorporating these lessons into what you already do as an expert. Where do these words come from, such as keyboarding? Well, they come from the Common Core standards. The Common Core standards have really 2 big pillars. That is mathematics and English literature. Technology is not a third pillar, but it's embedded into the Common Core standards. And so this particular Common Core standard says, with some guidance and support from adults, use technology, including the internet, to produce and publish writing, as well as to interact and collaborate with others. Demonstrate sufficient command of keyboarding skills to type a minimum of 1 page in a single setting. This is 4th grade. So at 4th grade, a student should be able to, according to the Common Core standards, to type 1 full page. Don't worry if you're a 4th grader and you're thinking, my students have no idea even where the semicolon is or the quote marks is. When I tried to give them the Smarter Balance assessment the other day, Don't worry, you'll learn all of that, and you'll learn how to train your students how to use that. Whether you have iPads in the classroom, whether you have no iPads in the classroom, these particular lessons will be of great help to you. So keyboarding comes from this particular Common Core standard. The other steps of the staircase, gathering, comprehending, evaluating, synthesizing, and summarizing, are also listed in the Common Core standards. And you're welcome to read this here. I'd also like, as you're reading this, just to let you know, at any point in time, you can stop the video and review anything that I've covered in the past. And if you ever need me in the course of this entire lesson, or in the course of the entire course, I have my contact information at the bottom at the bottom left of each screen. You can contact me at donnie@quickietech.com. So I just want to present this particular graphic. At 4th grade, they should be able to type 1 page, your students. By 7th grade, actually at the end of 6th grade, they should be able to type 3 pages. And so the Common Core standards, they bring in technology into our instruction in a methodical way. Of course, we know, as if you're a math teacher or if we're teaching English literature, that there's a methodical process for training our students how to think critically in those 2 subject areas. But with technology, a 7th grade teacher never really had the thought, you know, in 4th grade they should have learned to type 1 page. Well, now with the Common Core standards, just as with mathematics and English literacy, we had this type of thought that at former levels they should have learned something with a particular learning objective by a certain grade in math and English literacy. We now have that same type of thought with technology. This particular course will help you. And so whether you're talking to a principal, whether you're at a conference, if anyone walks up to you after this course and says, how do you utilize technology in your classroom, and how do you prepare people, your students, for living in a technological age to be ready for college and to be ready for the workplace? Well, with this you can now say it's really simple. There's basically 6 key words that I introduce into my lessons. That is keyboarding, gathering, comprehending, evaluating, and synthesizing. Also, summarizing. So my students can do all of these at a certain level within my particular course. How will this affect your instruction? Let's just go through a little scenario here. First day of class, you're a 7th grade teacher, per se. Kids walk in, they sit down, and you ask them a question. How are your keyboarding, gathering, comprehending, evaluating, synthesizing, and summarizing skills? One student raises their hand and says they're good. As a 7th grade teacher, you can now find out how good their skills are. Just because they can text doesn't mean they're good. You can say, can you type a full page in 1 sitting? That's a very specific metric. The student can say, well, they might say, I can type a full paragraph but not a full page. Well, as a teacher, you realize we're at the beginning of the Common Core standards, and so we realize, you know, if you're a 7th grade math teacher and they don't know how to do multiplication, then you're going to think, what did your teachers in prior grades teach you? There's no common thought construct for technology right now in that same kind of vein. For instance, if your students in 7th grade can't type, you don't think to yourself, why didn't your 4th grade teacher teach you how to type? Well, that's going to start being common now. So 4th grade teachers, be prepared. Your 7th grade colleagues, 7th grade teacher colleagues are going to want to know that you're preparing your students for typing. In like manner, 7th grade teachers, your 4th grade teacher colleagues are going to expect that you're going to advance their technological capabilities beyond what they are now. And so this is a great opportunity. And as an instructor, as well as someone who's worked for IBM, Hughes, Boeing, and Monster.com, I've seen these technologies used in the workplace in very specific ways to solve real-life problems, to save lives, to provide public policy analysis at the level of the administration in the White House. We are preparing our students to live in a technological age, and I believe you'll be delighted by what you're about to hear. You'll say to yourself, finally, someone has given me a set of lesson plans for incorporating technology in the classroom. And by the way, at the end of this course, you will receive a full set of all the lesson plans for this particular course. My website is this, quickietech.com. There's a team of us that are actually working to provide methodical education instruction in the realm of technology from K through 12. My contact information is donnie.wise@gmail.com, or preferably use what's at the bottom left, and that's donnie@quickietech.com. This is the Common Core Standards. I won't linger on this slide. You can pause here and read them. Click on the links if you like. And then go ahead and click Mark as Complete, and then click Next. There are 3 components to each particular module. There's a total of 15 modules, and by your clicking Mark as Complete and then Next, it indicates to me that you're making progress. We hope you finish this entire course in 5 weeks. Of course, the license does not expire, but we do hope that you would finish this in a timely way. At a certain point, probably toward the end of the summer of 2014, we will make it an 8-week license so that lesson courses are only good for 8 weeks. But at the beginning of this particular instruction, we'd like to give instructors and educators a real boost in their utilization of technology lesson plans.